is up? How y'all been? What's going on? I am going to continue with chapter 2 of Awaken Imagination and In the Search. Last time it was a good session. So I'm really excited to get going again. But chapter 2 is called Sealed Instructions, right? Sealed Instructions. Remember, we're reading from Neville Goddard, the deluxe edition. He literally has every one of his books that he has written. And you can check out the link for the book or more books to help you transform your life. The link is in the description. Keep in mind that I might get a little commission at no cost to you. But yeah, all the books that I recommend can really help you transform and transmute your life to the life that you truly want. You know, I'm a fucking witness. So, chapter 2, Sealed Instructions. This is a quote. The first power that meets us at the threshold of the soul's domain is the power of imagination. Dr. Franz Hartmann. I love that. I was first made conscious of the power, nature, and redemptive function of imagination through the teachings of my friend Abdullah. And through subsequent experiences, I learned that Jesus was a symbol of the coming of imagination to man. That the test of his birth in man was the individual's ability to forgive sin, that is, his ability to identify himself or another with his aim in life. Hi, did they get your first channel taken down? No, I've only had one channel. It's just, I'm now really committing to posting. But no, I've only had one channel. Why do you ask that? What's going on, Heather? Thank you for joining. Why did something happen to your channel? But I'm reading from the book of Neville Goddard. Like I said, this has all of his books that he has ever written. And this is a person that has helped me with my personal development journey. And if you are looking for like books to help you transmute and transform your life to something that you actually appreciate and enjoy and wholeheartedly love, check out the link in the description. It's an Amazon link that has different books that helped me. Oh no, I just changed my name. Nah, I just changed my name. But yeah, continuing on, chapter 2. So without the identification of man with his aim, the forgiveness of sin is an impossibility, and only the Son of God can forgive sin. Therefore, man's ability to identify himself with his aim, aka his goal, though reason and his senses deny it, is proof of the birth of Christ in him. Yeah, and it's going to remain positive. It's going to remain positive. So, to passively surrender to appearances and bow before the evidence of facts is to confess that Christ is not yet born in you. Like, Christ consciousness really is literally just what you choose to focus on, straight up. You know, we can live in heaven or hell by the thoughts that we create. You know, the energy that we live in, all right? So continuing on, although this teaching shocked and repelled me at first, for I was a convinced and earnest Christian and did not then know that Christianity could not be inherited by the mere accident of birth, but must be consciously adopted as a way of life. It stole later on, through visions, mystical revelations, and practical experiences, into my understanding and found its interpretation in a deep mood. But I must confess that it is a trying time when those things are shaken which one has always taken for granted. So here's a quote. Seest thou these great buildings? There shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. That's Mark 13:2. So, not one stone of literal understanding will be left after one drinks the water of psychological meaning. All that has been built up by natural religion is cast into the flames of mental fire. Yet, what better way is there to understand Christ Jesus than to identify the central character of the Gospels with human imagination, knowing that every time you exercise your imagination lovingly on behalf of another, you are literally meditating God to man, and thereby feeding and clothing Christ Jesus as that. Whenever you imagine evil against another, you are literally beating and crucifying Jesus Christ. Every imagination of man is either the cup of cold water or the sponge of vinegar to the parched lips of Christ. Let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, warned the prophet Zechariah 8:17. When man heeds this advice, he will awake from the imposed sleep of Adam into the full consciousness of the Son of God. He is in the world, and the world is made by him, and the world knows him not. Approximately John 1:10. Human imagination. What's going on, big dog? Reading from Neville Goddard's deluxe collection, and this is every one of his books that he has written, right? And I'm reading chapter 2 of Awakened Imagination and the Search. And if you are interested, the link is in my bio for many types of books that have helped me transform my life to what it is now, and even more so on, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm reading chapter 2. Where was I? Okay. I asked myself many times, if my imagination is Christ Jesus and all things are possible to Christ Jesus, are all things possible to me? Through experience, I have come to know that when I identify myself with my aim in life, then Christ is awake in me. Ooh, I'm gonna read that again. Through experience, I have come to know that when I identify myself with my goal in life, then Christ is awakened in me. Christ is sufficient for all things. For him indwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily, and ye are complete in him, which is the head of the principality and power. Colossians 2:9-10. My grace is sufficient for thee. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Here's a quote. I lay down my life that I might take it again. No man taketh it from me, but I lay it down of myself. John 10:17-18. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments that you hear. Say what's up. Let me know if you're enjoying this read or what you're getting from it. What a comfort it is to know that all that I experience is the result of my own standard of beliefs, that I am the center of my own web of circumstances, and that as I change, so must my outer world. That's so real. Man, I'm gonna read that again. What a comfort it is to know that all that I experience is the result of my own standard of beliefs, that I am the center of my own web of circumstances, and that as I change, so must my outer world. The world presents different appearances according as our state of consciousness differs. What we see when we are identified with a state cannot be seen when we are no longer fused with it. By state is meant all that man believes and consents to as true. No idea presented to the mind can realize itself unless the mind accepts it. Right? State is just what you believe and consent to be as true for yourself. You know, it's just a state of mind. So continuing on, it depends on the acceptance and the state with which we are identified, how things present themselves. In the fusion of imagination and states is to be found the shaping of the world as it seems. The world is a revelation of the states with which imagination is fused. It is the state from which we think that determines the objective world in which we live. The rich man, the poor man, the good man, the thief are what they are by virtue of the states from which they view the world. On the distinction between these states depends on the distinction between the worlds of these men. Individually so different is this same world. It is not the actions and behaviors of the good man that should be matched, but his point of view. It is not the actions and behaviors of the good man that should be matched, but his point of view. Wow. Outer reforms are useless if the inner state is not changed, right? You can't change anything outside of you until you change yourself, right? Success is gained not by imitating the outer actions of the successful, but by right inner actions and inner talking. Whew. I'm gonna put a pin there because I want to speak on that once I'm done reading this chapter. But that is so true. Success is gained not by imitating the outer actions of the successful, but by right inner actions and inner talking. If we detach ourselves from a state, we may at any moment the conditions and circumstances to which the union gave birth being vanished. It was in the fall of 1933 in New York City that I approached Abdullah with a problem. He asked me one simple question: what do you want? I told him that I would like to spend the winter in Barbados, but that I was broke. I literally did not have a nickel. If you will imagine yourself to be in Barbados, he said, thinking and viewing the world from that state of consciousness instead of thinking of Barbados, you will spend the winter there. You must not concern yourself with the ways and means of getting there, for the state of consciousness is of already being in Barbados, if occupied by your imagination, will devise the means best suited to realize itself. Man lives by committing himself to invisible states, by fusing his imagination with what he knows to be other than himself. And in this union, he experiences the results of that fusion. No one can lose what he has, save by detachment from the state where the things experienced have their natural life. You must imagine yourself right into the state of your fulfilled desires. Abdullah told me, and fall asleep viewing the world from Barbados. The world which we describe from observation must be as we described it relative to ourselves. Our imagination connects us with the state desired. But we must use imagination masterfully, not as an onlooker thinking of the end, but as a partaker thinking from the end. We must actually be there in imagination. If we do this, our subjective experience will be realized objectively. This is not merely fancy, he said, but a truth you can prove by experience. His appeal to enter into the wish fulfilled was the secret of thinking from the end. Every state is already there as mere possibility, as long as you think of it, but is overpoweringly real when you think from it. Thinking from the end is the way of Christ. I began right there and then, fixing my thoughts beyond the limits of sense, beyond that aspect to which my present state gave birth towards the feeling of already being in Barbados, and viewing the world from that standpoint. He emphasized the importance of the state from which man views the world as he falls asleep. All prophets claim that the voice of God is chiefly heard by man in dreams. Quote, in a dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbering upon the bed, then he opened the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. End quote. Job 33:15 and 16. That night and for several nights thereafter, I fell asleep in the assumption that I was in my father's house in Barbados. Within a month, I received a letter from my brother saying that he had a strong desire to have the family together at Christmas and asking me to use the enclosed steamship ticket for Barbados. I said 2 days after I received my brother's letter and I sailed 2 days after I received my brother's letter and spent a wonderful winter in Barbados. This experience has convinced me that man can be anything he pleases if he will make the conception habitual and think from the end. Right? This experience has convinced me that man can be anything he pleases if he will make the conception habitual and think from the end. That's good. It will sink into your subconscious mind while you're trying to be funny. It has also shown me that I can no longer excuse myself by placing the blame on the world of external things. That my good and my evil have no dependency except from myself. That it depends on the state from which I view the world, how things present themselves. Man who is free in his choice acts from conceptions which he freely, though not always wisely, chooses. All conceivable states are awaiting our choice and occupancy, but no amount of rationalization will of itself yield us the state of consciousness, which is the only thing worth having. The imaginative image is the only thing to seek. The ultimate purpose of imagination is to create in us the spirit of Jesus, which is continual forgiveness of sin, continual identification of man with his ideal. Only by identifying ourselves with our aim can we forgive ourselves for having missed it. All else is labor in vain. On this path to whatever place or state we convey our imagination, to that place or state we will gravitate physically also. Quote, "In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also." End quote. John 14:2-3. By sleeping in my Father's house in my imagination, as though I sleep there in the flesh, I fused my imagination with that state and was compelled to experience that state in the flesh also. So vivid was the state to me, I could have been seen in my Father's house had any sensitive entered the room where in imagination I was sleeping. A man can be seen where in imagination he is, for a man must be where his imagination is, for his imagination is himself. This I know from experience, where I have been seen by few to whom I desired to be seen, when physically I was hundreds of miles away. I, by the intensity of my imagination and imagining and feeling myself to be in Barbados instead of merely thinking of Barbados, had spanned the vast Atlantic to influence my brother into desiring my presence to complete the family circle at Christmas. Thinking from the end, from the feeling of my wish fulfilled, was the source of everything that happened as outer cause, such as my brother's impulse to send me a steamship ticket, and it was also the cause of everything that appeared as result. In Ideas of Good and Evil, W.B. Yeats, having described a few experiences similar to this experience of mine, writes, "If all who have described events like this have not dreamed, we should rewrite our history. For all men, certainly all imaginative men, must be forever casting forth enchantments, glamour, illusions. And all men, especially tranquil men who have no powerful egotistic life, must be continually passing under their power. Determined imagination, thinking from the end, is the beginning of all miracles. I would like to give you an immense belief in miracles, but a miracle is only the name given by those who have no knowledge of the power and function of imagination to the works of imagination. Imagining oneself into the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the means by which a new state is entered. This gives the state of quality of isness. Hermes tells us, quote, that which is manifested, that which has been or shall be is unmanifested, but not dead. For so the eternal activity of God, animates all things. End quote. The future must become the present in the imagination of the one who would wisely and consciously create circumstances. We must translate vision into being. Thinking of into thinking from. Imagination must center itself in some state and view the world from that state. Thinking from the end is an intense perception of the world of fulfilled desire. Thinking from the state desired is creative living. Ignorance of this ability is to think from the end. Ignorance of this ability to think from the end is bondage. Hey, that's real. It is the root of all bondage with which man is bound. To passively surrender to the evidence of this sense underestimates the capacities of the inner self. Ooh, man, I got something to tell y'all. Once man accepts thinking from the end as a creative principle in which he can cooperate, then he is redeemed from the absurdity of ever attempting to achieve his objective by merely thinking of it. Construct all ends according to the pattern of fulfilled desire. Then the whole life is just the appeasement of hunger and the infinite states of consciousness from which man can view the world are purely a means of satisfying that hunger. The principle upon which each state is organized is some form of hunger to lift the passion for self-gratification to ever higher and higher levels of experience. Desire is the mainspring of the mental machinery. It is a blessed thing. It is a right and natural craving which has a state of consciousness as its right and natural satisfaction. Right? We're meant to desire. We're meant to want to have more. We're meant to live abundantly. So don't let nobody tell you any different. Don't let nobody convince you that you're supposed to live in lack and struggle. You're supposed to work hard for what you want. Bro, life can be easy, as easy as you believe. Okay, quote, but one thing I do, forgetting the things which are behind and stretching forward to the things which are before, I press on toward the goal, end quote. Philippians 3:13-4. It is necessary to have an aim in life. Without an aim, we drift. What wantest thou of me? What wilt thou that I shall do unto thee? Luke 18:41. Is the implied question asked most often by the central figure of the Gospels. In defining your aim, you must want it. Quote, as the heart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. End quote. Psalms 42:1. It is lack of this passionate direction to life that makes man fail of accomplishment. The spanning of the bridge between desire, thinking of, and satisfaction, thinking from, is all important. We must move mentally from thinking of the end to thinking from the end. This reason could never do. By its nature, it is restricted to the evidence of the senses. But imagination, have no limitation, can. Desire exists to be gratified in the activity of imagination. Through imagination, man escapes from the limitations of the senses and the bondage of reason. right? So it's literally saying that the 3D doesn't matter. Live in your imagination and know that the outside world will change based off of your inner world. There's no stopping the man who can think from the end. Nothing can stop him. He creates the means and grows his way out of limitation into ever greater and greater mansions of the Lord. It does not matter what he has been or what he is. All that matters is, what does he want? He knows that the world is a manifestation of the mental activity which goes on within himself, so he strives to determine and control the ends from which he thinks. In his imagination he dwells in the end, confident that he shall dwell there in the flesh also. He puts his whole trust in the feeling of the wish fulfilled and lives by committing himself to that state. For the art of fortune is to tempt him so to do. Like the man at the pool of Bethesda, never seen that word in my life. He is ready for the moving of the waters of imagination, knowing that every desire is ripe grain to him who knows how to think from the end. He is indifferent to mere reasonable probability and confident that through continuous imagination, his assumptions will harden into fact. Thank you for the reactions. But how to persuade men everywhere that thinking from the end is the only living? How to foster it in every activity of man? How to reveal it as the plenitude of life and not the compensation of the disappointment? That is the problem. Life is a controllable thing. You can experience what you please once you realize that you are his son and that you are what you are by virtue of the state of consciousness from which you think and view the world. Quote, "Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine." End quote. Luke 15:31. All right, so we remember that we are what we are by virtue of the state of our consciousness, what we consistently and persistently, dominantly focus on, what we give our energy to. Cameron, clean the bathroom. Clean the kitchen. From which you think and view the world, right? So that's the end of chapter 2. And what y'all think of that? Let me take a little break and get some hydration. I wanted to damn, where did that spot go? Let me find it. Yeah, it said outer reforms are useless if the inner state is not changed. No, you don't. No, you don't. So, I realized like the other day that, like I said, from the outer reforms are useless if the inner state is not changed. So we can't really change anything outside of us until we change the inside, And from studying NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, from these past couple weeks, I realized like our body literally does keep the score in our senses, and we have neurotransmitters, right? It's not literally only in our brain, it's like throughout our body. And so it's kind of like our body is a universe and we are the God of our body. We are the God of this universe within us, right? So we can speak and go inside, get quiet with ourselves and speak to ourself. Like when I say self, I mean CELL, yourself. Speak to all of yourselves with love, with intention, with guidance to heal, to whatever aim you have for yourself in life. You know, speak to it with love. For real, NLP is being used against the. Oh my God, bro, you ain't said nothing. That is so fucking true. I never really thought like that, but that is so true. It is being used against the public, and you know, we have been conditioned from birth. You know, with everything that we consume, you know, from being on the things that we watch, what we eat, what we listen to, you know, what we partake in. Like, we have, bro, you are so right. So it's up to us to go within instead of letting these outside sources influence us. We need to go within and influence our own lives. You know what I mean? Go within yourself, CELL, and speak to every cell in your body with intention, with love, with purpose. You know, however that feels good to you, bro. That realizing that has changed my life and how I feel within these few days, bro. Even Trump uses it all the time, but the masses aren't aware that it's a mind control technique. Man, I'm telling you. Like, have you heard of dang, I always forget the name of it, but it's like it came about in like the 1940s, 1950s through the news outlets, right? And basically they were like putting fear out there. They were putting fear, hate, and it was like a whole dogma with trying to manipulate the masses into believing into this whatever they decided to put out. It was on the news. Like, whatever they decided to put out on the news is what the masses believed in. You know, they say that it has stopped, but you can literally see it for yourself. Yes, Operation Mockingbird. They say it has stopped, but you can literally see it for yourself if you just open up your your awareness and take a look at what's really going on. It's still fear mongering. It's still stress. It's still spreading hate any which way they can. Mockingbird, Operation Mockingbird. You got it. Thank you. Yeah. So I like I said, studying NLP and like continuing on with my journey of, you know, self-mastery and meditation and really changing my life, I noticed like it's better than any affirmation, any incantation, any EFT tapping that I have ever done. Sitting with myself and speaking to every cell in my being has changed my life within these past couple days. Straight up. So, if you haven't done it, I suggest you do it and really speak to yourself with love, you know, with what you want to set out for your day, what you want to set out for your future, you know. Every cell in my being is comfortable with getting paid to be me type shit. Every cell in my being loves whatever organ you can think of, loves your outside appearance. What, name it. Your teeth, your hair, your skin, your weight, your stomach, your thighs, your calves. Every cell in my being loves blank. Bro, I'm telling you, you just get quiet with yourself. Get in a state of mind of relaxation, you know, that alpha theta state in between there, to really let it sink into your subconscious mind and really talk to yourself. It's a one of a kind thing that I discovered the other day. MK Ultra, yes, they never stopped, but they trained us now to program ourselves instead of requiring torture and abuse to achieve their aims. Oh my God. You're so... I agree with you. I love EFT tapping. I love EFT and grounding, etc. too. Yeah. Yeah, that used to be my thing, but then I found this, and it's just like, bro, it's just a game changer, and I love it. I love that my mind is like so inquisitive to, you know, to learn like the psychological aspects and the philosophy of life, you know what I mean, and question shit. Because, you know, on this journey I have discovered so much, and some things didn't work, but this, yeah, this is on another level. On another level. Man, I'm surprised you don't have like, you're not trying to grow your channel, or you don't have any like content like that. Cause you there, you know what I mean? Like you there, you're aware. I love that. I love to see people like that. I love to connect with other people as such, you know? It's a beautiful thing. But if you haven't already, make sure you check out the Freedom Codes, the playlist, the series that I just created. I'm in the process of finishing editing the fourth one, and the fifth one will be uploaded soon as well. The fourth one should be done by tomorrow, if not today. But definitely check out the Freedom Codes. There's a series on there that can definitely help you become aware and help you get on the path to where you want to go. Kind of hot in here, bro. But yeah, if y'all want the book, check out the link in my bio. Like I said, I get a little commission at no cost to you. It helps me out, and it'll help you out too. You know, there's many other books on there, many manifestation tools as well. Have different lists for you to choose from of whatever may help you. You know, mind, body, wellness, essential, daily abundance habits, and the books that can help expand your reality. So the link is in my bio. Amazon link for those things. I also have a 13-day workbook journal for manifestation and getting clear on the things that are holding you back. You know, you feel like you take 2 steps forward and 10 steps back type shit. It will help you get clear and unblock that stuff that is holding you back, and create a path and a plan to move you forward. As the 13-day workbook journal is also in the description. Also have one-on-one coaching sessions, you know, where we can work together on a plan and work together to get clear on the things that are holding you back and you feel like you're stuck. You know, we can get you unstuck and moving forward and elevating and really constructing and building the life that you truly desire. Check that out. We're not here to sell you shit. We're here to connect. We're here to grow. You know, the mission is in the message. Truly, we're here to grow, not to sell you shit. But it's just in the midst of it all. You know, gotta get a living somehow, some way. So it just comes with the territory. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely here for the connection, the community, and to build our dream lives together. You know, with love. With love and love and love, more love. Here to look, find, and connect with the real individuals who not on that fake stuff, trying to go viral just for the likes and temporarily. Like, no, we are sustaining, changing, and transforming our life to be fulfilled, to one that we actually appreciate and love within ourselves as well. You know, we're creating those experiences as humans and living the best human experience as possible. You know? Straight up. From love, with intention. Getting out of the fear-based mentality, the lack mentality, the victim mentality. Letting that shit go. We're becoming victors of our life. You know? We're becoming self-empowered, self-mastery type shit. That's where we're headed. That's where we at. So if that's you, check out the Cosmic Abundance Network. The link is in the description. 100%. Who's in here? Say what's up. Let me know in the comments. Say what's up. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Yes, sir. What the hell is that noise? Internal changes to the external changes. It has no choice but to. Your soul remembers who you are even when you forget. It's not your fault.
Yeah, I look like Taylor. Yeah, they feel better. I look like Taylor. Rodeoing. Woo! Oh my gosh. Pick Clark. Clark it. What?
Yeah, I don't know where my effects. I've been sitting here looking for them for a while.
I'm having the best time right now. This is awesome.
I know.
I am literally. Well, Jenny, you know I like avoid the regular filters at all costs. I know. Andy's like, if I put on these little filters that like change my face, I'm not going to be able to see myself without.
What the hell is going on?
Andy about to get us bananas, bro.
Yo. What's up? Can y'all hear me?
You came in right on time.
Already.
Partying for Jenny's birthday right now. We turned up.
Let's
You got
go.
my forehead all big.
Your head was big, baby.
There we go.
Hey, hey, hold on, y'all. Wait. Everybody, wait. Hold on.
What?
The AI is having a problem. Listen, the AI is having a problem generating the tune.
Andy, that's my favorite one right there.
The AI is having a problem generating the tune, y'all.
It's
Wow.
Yeah, Marcel, something it seems off about you.
Dang.
And,
Oh, I see y'all at 122K, huh?
Oh, yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
We done got turned up in here, too.
wait.
That's what's
We've
up.
been on for, let me see how long we've been on for. We've been on for 2 hours and 20 minutes. We've had 385 people filter through the room.
Dang.
Yeah, Jenny. Am I what?
Oh, just come here to just wave.
Hey!
Hey.
Get up your toes.
Huh?
Yellow Bay. Follow this page right here, too.
Are you done?
Marcel, you look like Justin Timberlake.
Have you
okay.
started?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that one, too.
what's up?
That's one I like.
Bunch of ADHD.
I like the one that shades.
Oh,
What's up, T? What you doing?
I'm doing 3 different things. I'm live on YouTube and I'm editing my video and I'm on here with y'all.
Cool.
What's up, YouTube?
What's up?
So,
I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
Say the only thing I don't like about going live is that the ADHD you can't really like you have to have multiple screens.
Yeah.
And I like
Huh?
to be able to
My controls, sister.
screen.
on YouTube?
Yeah, anything that's like
I mean,
told
yeah,
Marcel I
TikTok.
would like to get a
I'll
tablet
try.
I think to go live on because I want my phone. Like not being able to use my phone.
Okay.
I do YouTube, but I like it.
Yeah, I love YouTube.
I can't do over there because I be doing everything.
Well, see, yeah, I feel like Tremise has an actual like focus,
Yeah.
and it's a lot.
Yeah, I ain't got no focus.
Yeah,
I'm pitiful.
it's a lot easier to be able to like post content when you know what the content is.
Yeah.
ADD, too. That's your problem.
Yeah.
I like this one.
So,
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
dyslexic and all that.
That's nice.
Okay, hold on.
It's kind of a day today, y'all. Like that.
Yes.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Thank everybody.
No.
More like Halloween.
Yeah. Not even. Can we just celebrate September 1st?
Okay,
Yeah, because we still got to get through Marcel's birthday, Christian's birthday.
She looking like you
On
missed
October, on Halloween. Marcel, how old are you going to be this year?
I'm be 33.
36.
Dang, you young.
You old bitch. He's turning 36.
Oh. Oh yeah, we boy.
She's like, oh yeah.
Going into witness protection. That's why I got this song.
Ooh, I like that one. I'm over here like, ooh, I like that when they got white hair.
And she an eagle trying to peck at my screen. Fly like an eagle.
Hey, T, I think this everybody that's just been in the live for 2 hours straight. We just acting crazy now.
Yeah,
Clearly.
everyone's
That's what happened when you just been here too.
Clearly.
Listen, I'm hooked up on cake and a 9.5-hour workday, okay?
Yeah, we just had cake and ice cream too, so we hopped up right now.
Already.
If I had some coffee or if I had some beans, I would have some coffee right now to stay up longer. Marcel!
What kind of cake y'all have?
A yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Mmm.
You sang happy birthday too. You missed it, T.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jenny. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Y'all was off beat too. I was gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say y'all was on my rhythm.
Y'all was off beat. No, white.
Blame it on the sliver of white in my genetics. I blame it on Jason.
Oh my God.
My body.
Y'all was off beat and out of key. I'ma just tell y'all. I like
That is funny.
we
I'm
definitely
used to
get it
Jason.
the other way.
Marcel has
Next
me
time,
so
just-
paranoid to even clap at church now because I'm so aware of how offbeat I am.
If you clapping for the Lord, you always gonna be.
Who's TikTok?
Okay,
Just
yeah.
Oh, you didn't have my
just
TikTok?
pop into some spirit.
Oh. How come you can't get in?
It's all about
Andy look like those racist
authentication
people from the Django.
with the creators.
Oh, I don't know.
Nothing out of these damn homes.
How was your juice? So you drinking it all night.
Okay, Frank, you're about to go into
It was good.
What were you reading?
Neville Goddard.
right now.
Oh, look smoke. Look at
You down there riding the horse? I mean,
you look like you
just
struggling.
Taylor. Just Taylor. Taylor. Rodeoing.
Marcel
Is
in it.
that really Taylor? No, it's not really Taylor.
Things
It looks like because it's only Taylor if it has 3 dreads.
Is there a TikTok? Jenny Clark
Do you
photograph?
Mhm.
3 dreads? See it all, Tremise.
Huh?
Do you watch any reality TV?
Not really. The last reality TV that I watched was Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, I love Hell's Kitchen. We had a classmate that was on season 15.
Oh, word? For real?
Yeah, I think it was season 15. Gabriel from Houston, Texas. He embarrassed me when he had undercooked chicken. I was like, motherfucker. I expect nothing less from a sack foot player.
She gotta say type.
No.
Say type.
Are you finished? Go finish.
Say type.
No, you go finish. No, that's lame.
You gotta say
I would not. No, I would not. No. No. I do not. I will not. No. Go finish.
Marcel,
It's
having
hot.
No.
flashbacks.
Girl, this baseball. I ain't play baseball.
No, that's stupid.
Please.
No.
Please.
Go finish.
I wanna hear you say type.
No.
Oh, mushrooms?
Why is it lame?
Because it's stupid.
Why is it stupid?
Okay.
You said a word.
I said what?
A word.
What do you mean?
How
A
are you?
word.
Yeah, but it's following everybody else. I don't like doing that.
Oh, that's
Unless it's funny. And that's not funny.
And when you were just laughing.
No.
Yes.
I'm laughing at you.
Exactly. You're laughing.
At you.
You're still laughing.
Marcel, you supposed to be in a car. You
Okay,
way
bye,
over
Cameron.
there.
Yes, we miss you
Go
too,
finish.
even though we can't even think of your name right now. What is your name?
Oh, I'm supposed to be in the
Wait,
car.
does that mean you're alive?
What is
Yeah, I'm live on YouTube.
the Dawn? It's not Dawn.
No, it's not the Don.
I know, I'm like, you done messed us up with your name
I saw
being
that
not your
filter.
name.
That you put on.
Louis! Thank
Louis,
On your
yeah.
face?
Yes!
What
That
filter?
is who it is.
Once I
Louis.
clicked on your picture, I was like, hey!
When I was looking, I was like, man, that looked like somebody I know. Like, let me see. Hold on.
Mm.
For real, how have you
I
been?
made a reply.
Some
Oh, they put the
production
goatee
Yeah.
on it
Mm.
with the extra chin.
Oh my goodness.
I think you were outside when
With the extra chinny. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like I look like,
Now you're built more like Frank right
I'm
here.
talking
Now
like Kanye West. I feel like
I
breeze
Bye.
through the wire.
I mean, what are we gonna say about what you got going
I'm
on
just
down
gonna
there?
type. I'm just gonna
Mind your
type.
business.
You gonna go finish. That's what you
He
gonna
said
do.
he's traveling the world with work. Now listen, I did know you were traveling with work, but that's awesome, honestly. If you're
Yeah, I love your team. Yeah, we remember you, the Don.
Is the family like with you or no? They're still here in